Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is going to be a completely southwest of England biased-based My Music this afternoon, because my guests are living not too far from me in Frome, of all places, when I'm in Chard in Somerset. So thank you both, Beth and Clinton, for coming along this afternoon. How is where you are? Because we've had some terrible flooding here.
Yeah, it hasn't been that bad actually. Everywhere, I mean, maybe down by the river is worse, but where we are and the town hasn't been bad.
Yeah, bit windy.
You survived.
Yeah.
You've got some lovely places in Frome. You've got some great gig venues, as I was saying earlier. The Cheese and Grain is a fabulous place. And there's that little street with all of the little coffee shops and whatever. That it's really delightful. You could just. Yeah. Yes, exactly. I did it. There's nothing better, I feel like, than just grabbing a little drink, sitting in a place like that and just watching people. You know, I think you could probably write about those people all day long because people are fascinating creatures, aren't they? We'll be back to speak to Polaine about their music straight after this.
Keep on, don't stop.
So how did the two of you meet?
Clinton auditioned to join my old band, didn't you? Because I had a guitarist, Jess, who was going back to Australia, and so it was sort of like a late at night dancing band, wasn't it? Really,
yeah, it was
kind of like R&B and soul type stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how Clint came in and joined the band, and then I kept writing weird songs basically that just wouldn't work with that.
With the band.
Yeah, with that kind of thing. And then it just sort of.
And did you say, I've got something you could use for that? Is that how it worked?
We just had some songs, and then we're playing at midnight at 1 o'clock in the morning in Soho, and you can't do some of these songs, so then we just started a new band basically.
Literally just like that at 1 o'clock in the morning. Is there a plaque there now wherever that happened in Soho? This is where
yes
yeah. Or a kebab wrapper or something, I don't know what more like that. I mean, and was it coincidence that you live in the close proximity, or what? How did that happen?
Well, we were London then.
Yeah,
right.
I was back in London.
Yeah, I'm from Cornwall originally, actually. So proper south.
My name is Cornish.
Is it?
My name is Cornish. Our family are from Cornwall originally, so
Woo!
Which part of Cornwall are you from?
I grew up in Launceston.
Launceston.
Or Lamson, they call it.
Right.
That's where I grew up. But we were London, weren't we, for a long time, and then it just made more sense to move out eventually, so we've ended up in Frome, but we love Frome.
It's
brilliant.
Do you find you've written a different kind of music since you've moved out of London?
Our music's always I don't know, it's always evolving. That's an interesting question. Not sure. It's always evolving, isn't it? I don't know.
Well, it's just I've had some conversations with some musicians on here, some fairly famous musicians who have moved to the West Country from London, and they describe, which I can understand as well, because I used to work a lot in London, even when I've been living here, so I'd have to do the commute every day. And we've discussed that kind of whole experience, that when you get in the train and you go into London, it's lovely to go in for the buzz and the excitement and whatever, but there's almost like a physical weight that kind of lifts off you as you get back towards the West Country, and it like things start to slow down a little bit and whatever. And a number of people have said that it's kind of informed their music a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit more time in the music. So I don't know. I was asking you a question whether it's kind
It's
of
an interesting
impacted.
one. Yeah, I would say though, well, that Clinton has always told me that I've always gone slower than the London pace with my Cornishness. So, I'm not sure if I might have slowed down a little bit more now since we've been back to the West Country, but I think I've always been a bit slower than the London pace, haven't I? But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, you've got
I
to be
think
careful in London, because if you don't walk at a certain pace, you get bumped into. Yeah.
I am one of those people on the what's it called? Escalator. Yeah, that's on the wrong side. Getting in people's way because I've forgotten to go on the right side. The worst was Amsterdam, actually, with the bikes. That was
Amsterdam's amazing with the bikes, though, isn't it? Right. And then you've got the trams as well in the middle. It's like literally everything's kind of crisscrossing each other in Amsterdam, and you just don't know where to walk.
Yeah. And they do aggressively ring their bell at you if you're in the way.
Yeah. Although I felt, because we only went there for the first time last year, I felt that I probably was safer on foot than I would have been in a car.
Right.
It just felt safer. Maybe I could get out the way. I mean, your music, given the fact that you know, London, you started in London and then you've moved to Frome, etc. But obviously, it's not necessarily flavoured with the UK, is it?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it is really. Yeah, it's interesting. I wish I could tell you exactly what the roots are. Someone once described it as Cornish jazz, which I thought was quite funny. I mean, it isn't either. But
Yeah.
Clint's grandfather's from Texas. I always think.
Okay. Cornish jazz with Texan blues.
Yeah.
We both grew up listening to American artists, really, blues, soul, and jazz. So I guess that's why we sound like we do.
I grew up with a lot of folk as well, obviously. I mean, I first was singing in the folk clubs, you know, and folk pubs and sing-along sessions and everything down in Cornwall. So there is elements of that in there as well.
What was it you grew up listening to then? Because I mean, you know, for me, it'd be stuff like Vinegar Joe and stuff like that. Did that sort of thing pass across your door? Or what were you listening to?
I was into quite a lot of guitar blues, I suppose. All the Roy Gallagher and Muddy Waters and all that stuff, and then bands like the Band.
Yeah.
And then and then I played in funk bands, and then Beth's R&B band.
Didn't you? Who did you go and see there with your mum and dad? Clint's mum and dad used to take him to see cool music when he was little.
Oh, loads. Loads.
Rolling Stones.
I saw the Stones when I was 9 at Wembley.
Wow.
They kind of went over my head a little bit, but
literally, you can see.
But yes, I went to a lot. Yeah, my parents, because we grew up in Surrey, Greater London, so we could go to loads of gigs. So yeah.
And did your parents they actually like that kind of music, etc.? I mean, they were big fans. Okay, cool.
Yeah, my dad's got all the Muddy Waters and Johnny Winter records and the Band, Stones, all that stuff.
It doesn't necessarily follow, because I am told that I went whilst I was still in my mum's tummy. Right, I went to a Pink Floyd Led Zeppelin concert, which I would have paid anything now to go and see. That would have been a joint bill. But my mum hated it. You know, I liked it, I'm going to say, even though I, can't fully remember it, but I think I liked it, so that kind of stuck with me. But my mum said it was awful. It was just a lot of people smoking pot, she said. And it was too loud. And that kind of continued as I got older as well. Everything I brought home was too loud, and we didn't grow up with a lot of music. But did you both grow up with a lot of music in your house?
I did as well, yeah. My dad had like a great actually, he did have a great record collection, which I think my mum gave away.
Whoa, mum.
Yeah, I know, very annoying. But I listened to, well, funnily enough, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. I remember listening to that so much as a kid. And like Kate Bush and Nina Simone, he had interesting
great voices,
really,
great arrangements, interesting music,
quite eclectic, mixing music there, but just great music basically. And I thankfully had parents that didn't mind me being noisy, so we used to have band practice in my living room on a Sunday afternoon, and then my mum would make us all a roast. So I was quite lucky.
I loved that. You see, I mean, this is proper stuff. This is what it was like when I was growing up. So at 14, I started being in a band, and we used to go to my friend's house, Justin's house, and his dad was so into it as well. He lead lined this bit of the house that was on the side. There was a barn on the side of the house. He lead lined the door and everything so that we could make as much noise as possible. And there were no neighbours, so it was fine.
Yeah.
It probably sounded like a complete racket most of the time, but we enjoyed it. And it's really interesting when you speak to young musicians these days, because all of it's so much more formal, if you know what I mean. Do you think do you think it's helped both of you kind of growing up in a time when you could just have fun with music and sort of fall into it a little bit? Or
I can remember in Launceston where I grew up, there was the stable bar, and they had, it was tiny, it was absolutely tiny, but they had these touring bands come around like every week really, and it was listed in, I don't know, Kerrang or something like that, but and you'd go along and watch, and it wouldn't matter what the band was, like we'd all be there watching it. It was great, and I feel like it is harder nowadays. We've got a daughter, and I sort of think for her, like, she won't necessarily have that as easily now. Well, apart from that, you can't really go to the pub, can you? It used to be easier to go to the pub when we were younger.
Oh, let's talk about that, because we did. I mean, we used to, like, at 14 or whatever, go to the pub, and someone buy you half a shandy or something. It was fine.
My dad was in the pub, with a drink at the bar, and it was like, well, we didn't get up to anything too bad, really, because our parents were there as well.
A lot of the time we were having quite in-depth conversations about, like, Tolkien and The Hobbit and stuff like that. And you're nodding because it's true, isn't it? We used to, like, pretend that we were, like, philosophizing about life and whatever, even though we hadn't experienced any of it yet. And then we go and write these really deep lyrics, which meant nothing because we hadn't experienced anything of life. I remember writing a song called Paradox because I'd learned the word paradox, and I thought, that's a good word. It meant nothing. Sorry to anyone out there if you enjoyed that song, but there you go. It's just, I do feel like, it's harder these days. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I feel like it's almost a journey that young artists seem to go on now. They sort of start with such intensity, and sometimes they almost have to kind of come round on themselves to have experienced some of life, and then go back into music with some fun, right? Because it wasn't there when they were younger. We were just a group of youngsters thinking it's cool to hang out, and we can make music together at the same time. Was that the same for both of you? Did you both sort of at a young age?
No, because I wasn't really in any bands until I left school. There was hardly anyone who played music. It was completely opposite to Beth's town.
Wow.
I was.
What made you pick up a guitar then?
It was guitar lessons at school, but I learned classical guitar first.
But that helps. That helps, doesn't it?
It does help in some ways. It does, yeah. But there was one guy who played electric guitar in the whole school.
Wow.
So yeah, it's different. Yeah, and then I left. Then it was all right then.
When you say he played, did he play, or did he he knew a couple of licks and he'd come in and he'd show off his couple of licks?
I can't even remember.
There you go. You probably were jealous of the electric guitar, but thought,
yeah, exactly. He wouldn't talk to me because I played classical.
Oh,
no, I'm joking. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
No, but it is funny though, because we did grow up in a time when that happened as well, which is people were more segregated by music to some extent. It, depending upon what you liked, it was like, oh, what, you like that? I mean, I think that is one of the good things about today, which is that people are generally a little bit more open to like, oh, I do like things. But then that does that make it tough for you at all when you're producing your music and trying to get it out there?
No, we don't sort of think about that at all.
No.
We just write the songs, and if we like the songs, then we carry on playing them.
We're terrible at marketing, basically, aren't we? We just write the songs, and that's what they are. And
I always feel like if you try and cater to what you think people are going to like, you're probably not going to get that far unless you're like a professional composer or something. But if you're in a band, then you have to, especially if you're going to perform as well, you got to
be yourself.
Got to be yourself.
Yeah. Tell us about this new album. When did you first start writing that?
Actually, the songs have
been
some of them are really recently written, or like within the last sort of year and a half, and then some of them are really old. Wrote them a long time ago and just kind of came together, and they became what they were in the session when we all got together and recorded.
Some songs that are on EPs, but like from 10 years ago. And then these versions are completely different. Some are really, really different. And then one song, the track that we laid down, Beth said these lyrics don't work, so she completely rewrote new lyrics. So it's still the same song, but it's not the same song at all. And then, like Beth said, there's some other songs that are new. So it's a strange mixture of us.
Yeah. Is it a bit of a time capsule then when you listen to it?
No,
it doesn't feel like it when they feel quite fresh, and they just are what they are now. I think when you get into a room and you record, we recorded live with a few added bits, didn't we? Like Paul put trumpet on later and things like that. But we kind of were 4 of us in the room. We recorded it live, and that's what it sounds like, really. So
it feels like an event.
Yeah,
it feels like a kind of a captured moment. And
it was exciting. It did get exciting at the time because, like, some of them weren't what we didn't know what to expect. Once we all started playing, we hadn't like gone in painstakingly knowing exactly what everybody was going to play or anything like that, and it was quite free. And
isn't that the best way to record, though? Really, in a lot of ways, that's the best way to record, isn't it? Because I'm sure some artists get absolutely stuck in their own head with their recordings because they just, they've got an idea, and then it's kind of they put down a bit of it, and then somebody else puts another bit down, and especially these days where some of it then gets sent abroad to somebody else to do a little bit and then comes back. I mean, you can just end up like overcooking it, can't you?
Yeah, totally. And also overthinking it because you're like, oh, that tiny bit of that kick drum was out. Or we've got to line everything up, and it's like, no, it's fine. It's like nobody will ever notice. And actually, it's just kind of part of the rawness of, all being in a room playing together to have bits that aren't completely perfect.
Are you quite geeks when it comes to sort of music recording and how stuff is done and sort of like history of stuff like that, or not?
No, we've learned what we know because we had to.
But we have gone it, like we went into the Bert Jansch studio at the Cheese and Grain in Frome with Milo there, and he you know, you learn from going into a proper studio like that and watching somebody that really knows their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we've learned stuff over the years, haven't we?
Yeah.
What
But also, they've still got things that cost 5 times
yeah.
the equipment that we've got.
Yeah.
But yes, you can capture the magic sometimes, regardless of the gear.
Yeah.
And that's what we were hoping for.
I think so. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can definitely try too hard. I was actually reading in Uncut magazine recently about when Brian Eno recorded Laid, which was James's most famous song, or most successful song, and literally they ended up then going to Real World to re-record it, and he was like, "You're trying too hard on this," you know, and they just ended up basically polishing up the original demo, which was messy and you know, gnarly and whatever, because that's the take that had the feel to it, and everything else just ended up moving further and further away from it. So I think sometimes
so often it's the first take.
Yeah. It's because the expectation's not in the room for it to be perfect, or it's not, you know, you're literally just driving off of each other at that point. Listening really, really well to each other, and by the time you get to 10 takes on a song or whatever, you're then starting to think about what you're going to have for tea that night, and you know, is the pub still going to be open by the time we finish this, or is that you know? So I think it's good. I think it's good. Yeah. What's your plans for the rest of this year? Because we're just coming into 2026. So what are you planning to?
We have a bunch of gigs coming. We've kind of spread out across the first half of the year, the album tour. So it's not really a traditional tour, but that'll be it, really. That's what we kind of love doing.
Yeah, and we'll do the same at the, you know, we've got a few festivals over the summer and stuff, and we'll do the same at the tail end of the year. But I mean, really, we just do gig quite a lot, don't we? Like where we can, you know, we've got our daughter, so we don't want to both be away for like really big amounts of time. So we just kind of consistently gig, don't we, really?
Yeah.
And it's so we'll continue to do that with this album, which is be good.
Where is your, you know, favorite sort of haunts to play? You know, where do you look to play these days?
What I'd say are what we do best are like intimate venues, and that is what I love, basically. I mean, there's some of them that are tiny, aren't there? We're going up to the Prohibition Studios in Liverpool, which we've never been to before, so that's exciting, and that looks like a perfect kind of venue for us. But we do the Green Note in London, and there's a little place called the Hyde Tavern in Winchester, which is like in the basement, which is
tiny,
I know where that is. And you're all squashed in together, and like people are like that close to you, and I love that kind of gig. But we do bigger ones as well. We've done bigger ones too, haven't we? And I mean, we'll do any gig really.
I'd like those really intimate gigs in pubs and things. And it just, and it's amazing who you see in the audience sometimes at things like that. It really is. You know, you suddenly, you know, a musician will pop up, and you're like, wow. And then it's frightening for the rest of the gig, because it's like, they're staring at me.
Yeah, that was like that. And we had this gig we used to do in Whitstable, and it was like that, because Whitstable's actually a little bit like Frome. There's loads of people, artists, musicians left London and went to Whitstable, which is too expensive now, so they're coming to Frome anyway. And then we go and we talk to people in the break, and be like, oh yeah, I've been a pro bassist for 40 years. Oh, I'm a record producer. I produced Elton John. And then someone else is a massive DJ, or blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then the second set, you're worried.
But actually, they were always
lovely,
amazing and supportive and lovely, and came time and time again, didn't they? And actually, that one, the producer from there, John Gallen, he ended up sort of co-producing and mixing one of our albums, didn't he?
Yeah.
So we made connections through that. And I think we had a publicist that we met through there before as well, who, if you get yourself out there and keep gigging, you can just make those connections and meet people.
Honestly, there's fun stories that come out of that. I did some work with a band called The Reasoning, who actually we put on at the Cheese and Grain, supporting Fish from Marillion. But prior to that gig, we did a tiny intimate gig in the middle of London, and I had Steve Rothery, who has since been on this show, he literally phoned me up while I was out shopping in Clinton's in Exeter, to say, I don't know whether you know about this gig that's playing in this pub. He said, but can you get me in? I'm like, Steve, you can. It's a pub. You can just walk in. And besides, you're a guitarist for Marillion. You can just walk in. But I did feel that was really lovely, that he was polite and he wanted to ask, which was really very nice. But I do like those kind of gigs where it just feels like a little family gathering, of people that are just there to appreciate the music. Yeah, there's no real expectation on you there, I think, when you play gigs like that, and that actually that kind of many times relaxes you and allows you to perform to your best. So yeah, that's good. Are you playing some festivals? Are you set to play some festivals later this year?
We've got one this week, haven't we? We're doing
wow, that's an early festival.
It is,
indoors.
Yeah,
right.
What's it called?
It's Gloucester Cajun and Zydeco Festival.
Wow.
Of course,
That's
we're not either of those things, but
we're playing the root stage,
there's
aren't we?
two stages. So that's this weekend on Sunday we play, but the festival runs all weekend.
Yeah.
Gloucester City big venue. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, you're getting a few more festivals in and around that area, though, where you live. There's beginning to get a few, aren't there? So over the summer,
Somerset has loads actually.
I think we're going to do Fanny's Meadow.
I don't know. No, we're not.
There's in talk still. Quite a few in talks. Yeah, it's a bit early, isn't it? But to get the confirmations. But yeah, Fanny's Meadows, one in Somerset.
Where do people find out what you're doing and what you're up to? Where's the best place for people to go? Yep.
Our website, yes, is marpolaine.com. Well, of course, if you follow us on all the Facebook and Instagram business, you'll get it there too. Cool.
Do you speak to people when they say hello on those things? So that's quite an important thing for people to know, because, like, if you do, then I'll say go and say hello. If you don't, then it's fine. We'll keep people away. But you're quite happy. Yeah.
Yes, it'd be awfully rude to just ignore someone's message. But yes, we have a little chat. That's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Especially if they, good.
Well, we'll hopefully push some more people in your direction with this as it goes out. There will be obviously a post going out very soon, probably tomorrow, etc., on the Instagram, and maybe even a little clip from this as well. We'll find a suitable little moment of genius to put out for you. That you'll think, why did he do that for the next 20 years? But there we go.
Why did I say that?
and yes, and do let me know what you're doing, and hopefully maybe at some point during the year I'll come and see you. That would be lovely. It'd be nice to talk to you both in person as well.
Yeah, that would be great. We'd love that.
Lovely. This has been the wonderful Polaine, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. What another West Country act for you to get your teeth into. So yes, the album. Have you got a copy of the album to hold up at all or not? Oh yes, do.
Got it on. Have we not got the vinyl? Oh yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
Vinyl. You can't
Monster
see it.
Swan. Beautiful. A lovely illustration. Who did the illustration, by the way?
That was Beth's work.
I did do that. Yes.
Very good, Beth. Love that. So that's the album. That print will probably be available on a t-shirt if you want it at some point later in this year. But do go and order the album. Fill your boots. You know, buy 100 of them, and that's your Christmas presents done.
Yeah,
you won't have to worry about Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying but yeah, it's true. You know, just go like, look, I've worked it out this year. Last year you were arguing about socks and, you know, juicers and all of that sort of thing. This year I've just all brought you a Polaine record. So there you go. And if you don't like it, give it to someone that does. What a great thing to do. Thank you both for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. We will be back soon with more of my music. But until then, from Polaine and myself, bye for now. Thanks for listening.